Boom! All kinds of supplement science up in the house today. How's it going, everybody? This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com bringing you a video breaking down the difference between the new C4 Generation 4 products. Today in question in particular, they're the two new releases. The up and revamped version of the C4 pre-workout, the one that's tried and true, that's been out for a while, just with the new additions to it. And of course, the one that's hit the market, the new potent version, of course, the C4 50X. Alright, so I've had a lot of questions actually coming on our forum here asking what the difference is between the two. So this isn't going to be specifically a review on each individual product. That will come in a separate video. However, we're going to take a look at some of the components here and of course see what the actual difference is. Alright, so first and foremost, let's take a look at the containers itself. Based on face value here, the original one has 30 servings per container. Just a quick note there. This other 50X here appears to be a better value at 45 per container, although the list price last time I checked was about a $10 difference, so honestly it about equates evenly. However, that will be covered in, of course, the separate video review in terms of value. Alright, now, the main thing that's going to be different here is some slight variations in the label. Of course, I put 50 times on the container for the C4 50X, saying it's 50 times more effective, more potent. I'm not sure where they get their numbers from. That's cute and all, but anyway, we're going to take a look at the hard numbers here and take a look at the few of the, I guess, interesting additions and differences between these two products. I got the whole Blair Witch Project effect going on here with this shiny chrome container, so don't mind that. All right. Anyway, looking at these here, per scoop, looking at the ingredient list here, they're both going to have about 5 calories. So we're going to base these on 1 scoop servings, and of course we'll talk about the simple math here going along here. So anyway, take a look at the vitamin C. The original version is going to have 250 milligrams. It's slightly upped in the 50X version to 375. The niacin in the original version, 30 compared to 45 in the 50X. Same deal, vitamin B6, 500 micrograms compared to 750 micrograms. Folic acid, upping it from 250 to 375. Vitamin B12 going from 35 to 52.5 micrograms. And last but not least, the calcium going from 19 to 24 milligrams. Alright, so the vitamin blend, of course, is increased first and foremost. Taking a look at the course, what is going to be the big difference and of course, so what you're really paying money for here is, of course, going down the key components. The original version per 1 scoop was 1.6 grams of beta-alanine. So if you're doing 2 servings of this, you're getting the clinically validated dosage of 3.2 grams. All right. In the new version per scoop, you're looking at 2.4 grams per serving. So if you're taking 2 scoops of this, you're getting 4.8 grams of beta-alanine. All right. Their patented NO3 technology, aka the creatine nitrate, which is a Cellucor exclusive product here. In the original, you're getting 1 gram per scoop. In the new version 50X, you're getting 1.5. So, 2 scooping, you're getting 2 grams per 2 scoops in the original, and 3 grams in the new version of 50X. Arginine, AKG. Okay, look at the original, 1 gram compared to 1.5 in the new, same deal. Looking at 2 scoops compared to 2 grams to 3 grams per scoop. Now, this is going to, of course, aside from the increased dosages of beta-alanine, creatine nitrate, and the arginine AKG for the pump and performance aspect of it, the big difference here is going to lie in the stimulant blend. This is where it's interesting. There's some cool, I guess, new technology, which is why they did the rebranding for the Generation 4, and there's one major difference in the inclusion here. All right. So both of them are going to start with N-acetyl tyrosine here, and then move on to, of course, caffeine anhydrous. One quick note. Let's just do the per scoop breakdown here. The original has 371 milligrams total in the explosive energy blend. The 50X version has 557 milligrams in this blend here. All right, so the next ingredient listed, of course, is caffeine anhydrous. Both of these possess this. On the original version, they clearly disclose that there's 150 milligrams per scoop. So you're getting 300 milligrams of caffeine per 2 scoops in the original version. The new one does not state exactly how much caffeine anhydrous is in the blend, but we will discuss that in a second. Of course, it also has mecunopurines in it, which is in both of them, aka velvet bean, for L-DOPA. And then, of course, the major addition here, we're going to cover this part first, is what is called TCore. All right, so now I've actually got a lot of questions on this. What exactly is TCore? What makes that a big deal? And, of course, what is it? So specifically, it's in basically well, aside from this new C4 in the market here, into products on the market. The first one that you saw it in was actually another trademark version of this caffeine derivative, theacrine from Purist Labs. Those were the first to bring it to the market. It's kind of on going through some patent work right now, so it's not widely available, although I expect to see it available in quite a few different places here. And basically what it is it's a derivative from Chinese tea. So it is another version of a stimulant. It's supposed to be the next latest and greatest thing. The reason that it's supposed to be, I guess, so special is because it exhibits no tolerance buildup. So therefore, you know, a lot of people, they get adaptations to different stimulants, different, like say the old school geranium stem, or traditional caffeine, or I guess, let's see there one, dendrobium, any other common stimulants on the market. There is a little bit of that adaptation phase, or I guess, tolerance buildup to the stimulants. However, it's relatively new in terms of human trials, as most of it has been done on rats at pretty high dosages. However, there is one promising study that a lot of companies are basing this on, which is why it has a lot of people really excited. And of course, the field testing is looking good on this as well. And of course, we'll go into more later. In a Journal of Pharmacological Reports, in a 7-day trial, there was absolutely no tolerance buildup for any of the biological markers using the TCore. So while it is relatively fresh and new in terms of undergoing the research for proving the efficacy of course, how effective this TCore/theacrine is going to be in the long run, and of course, how each individual responds to it is a whole other story, but that is the basis of what TCore is. So basically, it's a derivative from Chinese tea. It's been around for a long time, though it's very new to the supplement market, and it is going to be the latest and greatest thing. It does also show positive effects in terms of cognitive mood enhancement, focus, well, it's at hope so, it's a stimulant, and of course, like I said, the main thing is not having a tolerance buildup. One thing to mind, though, is I believe the dosages used in rats were up into 300 plus milligrams experimentation-wise, which is something that hasn't been touched in human trials, so we have no need to go that high. Although the exact amount, of course, which is a concern of mine, being broken down in the individual product review for this, as well as, of course, the theacrine from Purist Labs. The exact amount of TCore contained in the product is, of course, a trade secret. So based on the math of subtracting out, of course, the caffeine anhydrous and the known ingredients on there in the C4, the original one, not the 50X, looking at it, is, I'm guessing it to be roughly 35.5 milligrams, okay, in the original version. The 50X, there's another factor in here, which we're going to discuss in a second, which kind of skews the math, so we're not sure the exact amount, maybe the same, maybe slightly tweaked. But regardless, the dosages seen of TCore, and of course these two, is not going to be near the rat trial. And so far it's been found safe for humans, so we're all good to go. So this is an exciting ingredient, and of course people are wondering what's the big deal about Generation C4, or Generation 4 C4, both versions of it. That's going to be the key addition. So now the other thing that's really been, I guess, an emphasis of C4. It's been in, it's tested the waters, it's been around for quite a few years. Of course, the original version's been long gone. Looking at it here is going to be the stimulant blend. So the key addition, that is, of course, a Cellucor patented one for specifically the 50X contained in that one, and not the original C4 that you're paying for. So in addition to getting the additional ingredients in terms of dosages, you're also getting what is their patented version of caffeine in here called Cellucor. All right. So what that is, it is caffeine bistilbene, aka in their case called cocoa crystal. It is an ingredient that is patented specifically by Chromadex. All right, so what this is actually a caffeine derivative that actually has quite a bit of promising research on it. And it's actually quite fascinating. I've been thumbing through some studies on this here. And from just, I guess, a basic overview of this is it appears to be about 30% more absorption rate into the bloodstream in bioavailability compared to traditional caffeine. It is also going to have about 30% slower absorption, so when it gets into the system, it's also going to have a longer sustained effect, more even, therefore eliminating some of the crash seen with traditional caffeine products. Okay, it's also going to have about a 25% increased half-life over traditional caffeine anhydrous. So that's also pretty nifty there. And I guess the main selling point of this is that while comparing like specifically something with these two products, it says on the course there's 150 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous alone in the original C4, and on the 50X version it lists total caffeine content at 200 milligrams per scoop. So while the exact amount, of course, ratio of anhydrous to the Cellucor in here isn't disclosed, one promising thing that may be a value increase, and of course good for the user, is that it can reduce the amount of caffeine required to have the desired effect for a user by up to 50% compared to traditional caffeine anhydrous. So it's actually a very cool and novel ingredient that they're using here, because if you can get the same effects with less of the ingredient, making, of course, reducing that 400 milligrams, someone may need to have the effect of caffeine down a little bit, cutting it in half to, say, 200 if you're using strictly the cocoa crystal compared to straight up caffeine anhydrous. Hey, why not? It may be, of course, a more expensive product compared to using less. It evens out. I haven't seen the exact cost of the raws here, but a nice hybrid there is kind of something that I think we will continue to see, depending on, of course, how the patents work, how Chromadex decides to release it, market it, what products it's used to allow it to be put into. It could be a Cellucor exclusive. That is yet to be seen. However, that is, I guess, the main breakdown of course, the differences in the new generation for C4, and of course the harder hitting, I guess, more stimulant-based 50X. So while looking at 50X specifically, there's a few things that are not really necessary to me. Like the beta-alanine is cool if you up the amount, but there's really no benefit to having 4.8, nearly 5 grams of beta-alanine when you're rocking 2 scoops of this. But that's neither here nor there. I like that they're increasing the creatine nitrate content. That'll increase the pumps there. There is some concern with nitrates, so I'll let you make your own informed decisions. That's a whole nother video on how many nitrates you want to get. But the main effects and what makes these two, of course, comparing each other to each other here, as well as compared to the old generations of the C4, that is going to be the main differences, is in the dosages of the base ingredients in the 50X and the two new stimulants. Specifically in both them, the TCore and specifically the 50X edition of the Cellucor, aka the cocoa crystal. Alright everybody, this has been a quick video breaking down exactly what is new, comparing and contrasting the new generations of the Gen 4 C4 to compare to the original, and even comparing what we got here, the new generation C4 original to the new generation 4 C4 X50. Alright everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you found this informative on some cool, I guess, a little more science-based stuff today. And the reviews for both of these will be coming very soon, so stay tuned. This has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day with those supplement gains.